And that's what I want to teach you today, is my way of creating content that is a lot faster and a lot easier. So what I want you to do is start batching your content. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's lesson, is a batching process to make it much easier. And when we batch content, that literally means we're creating multiple pieces of content at the same time, and we're doing the same step multiple times. So right now, I am batching my June podcast episodes. So I'm doing back-to-back recordings. I'm not editing. I'm not fixing anything. I'm not uploading. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just recording them. The last time I worked on this, I did the content planning and I did the keyword research and I wrote out the outlines. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because using a process like this makes your life a lot easier. So let's talk about, how do we batch content? So there are a number of steps in the process. The first thing that I like to do is to start with a brainstorm. I want you to think about what content you're going to create. So if you've been following me for a while, you've taken simple SEO content, you've read stuff on my blog, you know that I recommend you choose 4 content pillars or 4 content topic areas each for your content. Because in general, we have 4 weeks in a month. There are a few months where we have more than that, but generally speaking, we have 4 weeks in a month, or 4 whatever day you publish, okay? So 4 weeks in a month, 4 topic areas means that 1 post for each topic area each month. This makes it much easier to plan. It helps you to make sure that you're really showcasing your authority on the subjects, but it also helps you to connect with your ideal customer, because it's possible you have more than one ideal customer. You may have a main customer, but you probably also have some secondary customers. So my realtors, you have buyers and sellers most likely. You may also specialize in things like move-up homes or property management or investment properties or Airbnbs. You have different areas, different consumers you want to reach. My sellers, my e-commerce businesses, most of you have more than one product line. You may have 2 or 3 core products, or 4 or 6. You're going to have different customers, and those different customers have different needs and they ask different questions. So I want you to start out, if you do not already have 4 content pillars or 4 content topic areas that you cover each month, I want you to start by determining what your 4 areas are going to be. Then I want you to brainstorm. And you can brainstorm any way you want. I always tell my students, have fun with it. Turn on your favorite song, use your whiteboard, grab your Post-it, stand up against the wall, sit here at your computer and just type away on an Excel spreadsheet or a Google Doc. It doesn't matter. Just brainstorm. There's no good ideas. There's no bad ideas. There's no judgment at this point. This is just, hey, what do I think that my ideal customer might be interested in? If you've already got a business that's up and running and you've got customers and you've got customer data, this is a little bit easier, because now, what questions do people ask you? What questions do people ask in groups? What questions do you wish people would ask you? So I want you to brainstorm, and I want you to decide if you're going to batch. I want you to start with, let's batch 1 a month, like 1 month's worth of content. And then once you get comfortable with that, you can move to 2 months or even 3 months and batch a quarter at a time. I love to batch out a quarter at a time, because that allows me to not touch my content for 6 to 8 weeks, which is amazing, to be able to have everything done and ready to go, so that I only deal with content about once every 3 months. But you are going to want to start smaller. You're going to want to start with a month. So take a look at your brainstorm list and save your brainstorm list, because you're going to use that. You can reference it again the next time you start planning your content for next month. You can start there. So take a look at your brainstorm list. Go ahead and put your ideas into the pillars. So where do those ideas fit within your 4 pillars? From there, you can either do a little bit of keyword research. So go into your keyword research tool and look to see, is there search volume for a term related to this topic? Is there something that I can find that I can use? Because if so, this shows that there's a better SEO potential for you. And then I want you to quickly take a look at Google, put in whatever title you're thinking about using, whatever keyword you're thinking about using, and just take a look and see who's ranking on page 1. Are they sites that are similar to you? Are they really giant sites? Because let's be honest, if they're really super giant sites, then you might want to refine what you're doing a little bit, because you're probably not going to rank, and I don't want you to do it and not get results, because that's nothing short of incredibly frustrating, right? So let's not do that. So I want you to take a look and just see who's ranking and how similar are they to your website, and really get an idea for, is this a potential where I could probably show up and get some traffic for this word? So now you've got a good idea of your keyword, a good idea of your topic. I want you to do that and choose 4 topics and 4 keywords. And you can be done for today. That's your first step. You've done your brainstorm, you've identified your keywords, you've identified your topics, you've done the prep work, and that's great. So give yourself a little pat on the back. Woo, take a breather. The next time you come in, I want you to write your content. So I want you to write 4 blog posts. If you can do these all 4 in one session, awesome. If you can't, that's okay. Break it into, 2 sessions or 4 sessions, whatever you need. Work on your content, write it. Don't worry about editing yet, my friend. Just write your content. Just tell the story. And I want you to focus in this step, focus on your ideal customer. Provide value to them. Don't worry about the search engine. Don't worry about editing. Don't worry about anything else. Just focus on telling your ideal customer what they need to know about this topic. Provide value, give them insights, share anecdotes, really show how you can help them, because this is going to help you connect with your ideal customer. Your content is going to help to build that trust factor and turn them hopefully from a visitor to a buyer. But it's also going to help Google learn to trust your website or blog more, because Google's going to be able to tell the difference, especially in today's world, post ChatGPT launch. Google's going to be able to tell if you wrote this content or if ChatGPT wrote the content. And if ChatGPT wrote the content, they're not going to rank you as high, because it's not as good as a person. You need to be involved in this process. You need to write the content, add your anecdotes, add in the stories, the examples, all the things that showcase you and how you are an expert, how you are part of the solution. Your product is a solution, your service is a solution, whatever it is. Stay focused on your ideal customer and how you can serve them, and you're going to get better results. Do not, under any circumstances, write with a keyword density score in mind. You may see blog posts out there about the ideal keyword density score is 1 to 3%. It's bull, okay? It's people who don't follow the rules, because Google has specifically said there is no keyword density score. We don't want you to write to a keyword density score. We want you to provide content that is helpful to your ideal customer. So don't worry about how many times you use your keyword at this step, because you're going to naturally use it, because your content is about your keyword. So just focus on your ideal customer, create content that's super helpful. Google's latest algorithm update is literally called the helpful content algorithm. That is what they want you to create. Content that is helpful, that provides value, that answers questions and anticipates them and shows how you can help your ideal customer. So just focus on them. At this point, you can be done. Once you've written your 4 posts, or you've written, if you're still taking time, it's a little harder for you to write. Maybe you set aside 30 minutes or an hour, whatever it is. As you get used to doing this more, it will get faster generally. So at the end of your session, save your files, put them in a folder, make it easy for yourself. And then the next time you come in, if you've written all your posts, you're ready to go on to editing. If you've not finished your posts, then you want to have a second session for writing so that you can finish up the next set of posts. Now for editing, you can edit it yourself. Absolutely, 100%. I'm going to be really honest. I use Grammarly. Grammarly is fantastic. You can plug it into your, you pay for it. I have the paid version. You pay for it. It's, I don't know, 100, 150 bucks a year. It's not super expensive. It has a plugin. It shows up in every screen. It's on my blog. It's on my Word. It's on everything. Grammarly will correct your grammar for you and it'll make it easier. I just use Grammarly for my editing. I'm an excellent writer. I'm not an excellent editor. And I went to journalism school, and more than 20 years ago, Dr. Bill told me, girl, you are a really good writer. Editing is not your strength. Stop worrying about it. There's always going to be an editor to work with. There's going to be somebody who's better at that than you, so don't worry about it. Today, it's Grammarly, and I'm happy to use it and pay for it. So don't worry about it. I always forget to add enough commas, or I put them where I don't need them, and it's just... my 9 times out of 10, my mistake has something to do with a comma. So I don't even worry about it anymore. Just use Grammarly and you're set. So make it easy on yourself. It takes a few minutes. You go through, you accept the changes, and you're like, yeah, that looks cool. Let's go. At this point, you've got your content. It's written, it's edited. Now you're ready to optimize it. So now you're going to go back to the keyword that you chose originally, and you're going to write a title. You're going to make sure your keyword is in your title. It should be already because your post is about that keyword. So you shouldn't have to make any edits there. And then you're going to look and see, is it in my header tags? Did you use header tags? Do you even know what header tags are? Header tags are the big pieces, like the big bold words that kind of break up the sections on your blog post. So if you look at the blog post that goes with this podcast episode on my website, or almost any blog post on my website, you're going to see big text. If it's a newer blog post, it's bright pink. If it's an older blog post, it's probably in the blue because my branding changed and I'm working on updating everything. But if there's big bright pink text and it's like giant font compared to regular, that's a header tag. Your H2 tag, so H2 is like your subject. So if you have 3 points, let's say your post is 3 tips. Tip 1, 2, and 3 are going to be in H2 tags because those are your subheads. If you are breaking down point 1 and you have like 2 or 3 bullet points under point 1, you're going to use an H2 tag for each of those separate smaller bullet points or separate smaller subjects. You're going to use an H3 for those smaller ones and H2 for the bigger ones. Your overall page topic is an H1 tag. In many of your website builders, the page name is automatically going to be the H1 tag. So you generally don't have to change that. It's usually done for you. The reason this matters is these are some of the elements that Google is going to look at to understand what your page is about. So Google is going to check your header tags, H1, 2, and 3, to understand. So each time Google sees a keyword in one of those tags, it's just like another check. Oh, hey, this page is about X. Okay, I see that this keyword has been used 6 times. This is what this page is about. It's the same as it goes through, it reads your copy. It also looks at the URL. So if you're setting a URL like for a blog post, go ahead and use your keyword in your URL. Save it in your image file name rather than uploading like image, you got a picture you took on your phone, right? And it's image 6789. Don't upload it that way. Just go ahead and edit it. So edit the file name and optimize it and use your keyword. So if your keyword is, let's say, sparkle phone case, we'll just make it easy. Sparkle dash phone dash case. Sparkle phone case. The dash that you want to use is the one that looks, the little one, the one that looks like the minus sign rather than the underscore, because Google reads the minus sign as a space. So it understands that these are words that are independent of each other, but they go together. So sparkle phone case, there you go. Not probably a good keyword to use because I'm not going to rank for that term, but it's an easy example to show you. So now you've optimized. Then you need to create your image. So make sure you're using that optimization like we just talked about. If you don't have pictures that you're using and you're creating an image like in Canva or something, go ahead and update that image file name. Add the alt text when you're adding in your image. That's it. Like, just go through the process step by step. So brainstorm, choose 4 topics, then do keyword research for those 4 posts at once. Then write 4 posts, then edit 4 posts, then optimize 4 posts, then create images for 4 posts if you need to create images, then upload 4 posts to your blog or your website, whatever CMS you're using, whatever website builder. Go ahead and upload. Put them in there, format them, add your photos, add your opt-ins. You want to build your email list, make sure you've got an opt-in on these pages, these blog posts that are designed to drive people to your website. We got to make sure we capture their email address if they're interested. So add your opt-in and then schedule them to go live once a week. And now you don't have to worry about creating content for a couple weeks because you've done your blog posts, or you can use the same process to batch out your podcast episodes or your videos for YouTube or whatever you want. The steps you can go beyond there is to then create your social media content, use your initial blog posts that you wrote, use those as your guide, and create social media. For right now, what's working right now with social media, videos on YouTube, shorts for YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, little quick tidbit shorts. On Instagram, carousels are working really well with a little more information, like add in your points, but create your social content. And then also go ahead and create your email. So go ahead and go into your email service provider and craft your email that goes with this blog post. And now your cross-channel content is done. You've batched it for the month and you've probably done it realistically in a day or a day and a half. And now you can breathe and you can plan out your social media content. You can repurpose each blog post into multiple pieces of social media content. And it's up to you how frequently you want to post. I've been posting like to Insta and Facebook 5 times a week. I'm actually reducing that and going to 3 a week with more focus on the optimization as a test just to see how it works. So I'll let you know what I find out. I'm making that transition. I just barely started that transition in June. So we're going to see how it works. I'll let you know. But that gives me a chance. I'm going to do a reel, I'm going to do a carousel, and I'm going to do a static image post. That way I can really test the 3 that are working the best on Instagram. Then on YouTube, I do 1 a week, and it's generally the edited video version of the podcast. The rest of it, I just repurpose. I should be better about Pinterest, but I'll be honest, it's not been a priority recently. At some point, I'll probably get better about pinning again. But for right now, my main channels are my blog, YouTube, and Instagram. All right, if you have any questions about how to do this, what to do, how to make it work for you, how to organize it, I actually share some insights into how I organize the content in my batching process in the blog post that goes along with this. I'll make sure that I have that post in the notes for you. If you're ready to learn more, you want to really dig into this, I teach exactly how to do this in more detail inside of Simple SEO Content. Make sure you listen for the next time that it's open for enrollment. Join me in class and I'll make your life a whole lot easier and I'll help you get a lot more traffic to your website and blog. All right, if you have any questions, you know how to find me at Etched Marketing Academy on Instagram. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next week.